Mm.
All right, so good evening again, everyone. Sorry for the mix-up with the time, especially the Bahamas, observing daylight saving. So you are actually an hour ahead. So it's supposed to be 7:30 for you for your start, and 8:30 for us down in the Eastern Caribbean. All right, but it's nice to have you again on this Monday evening, and we are about to show you, and for those of you who already know, but others maybe who are coming in new, we're about to show you one of the most exciting opportunity there is. And really not just exciting, but it's very, very simple. Very, very simple online business. And it's called LiveGood. And we aim to improve health and to eradicate poverty. But we want to do that in a safe and legitimate way. And that is key for us. Safe, legal, legitimate way. All right. There are other times person do things, but it is not legal. And you hear Ponzi schemes and all of these kind of things. We are staying far away from that because we want to show persons that there is a way that you can actually make business online in a safe and legitimate way. Now, I've asked this question before. I'm going to ask it again. If you had a choice between health and wealth, which one would you choose? And so far, every time I've asked it, everybody have said health. Everyone have said health. Health first, wealth will come later. And we see the story in the Bible where it actually Peter and John showed a layman that this is the way it ought to be. Put your health before your wealth. When you have health, you can actually accumulate wealth or make wealth. But if you do not have, even if you have wealth, it may not buy you health, right? Some persons will go to all lengths to try to get everything back that has gone bad, but it's just short-lived, right? You spend a fortune and you will not get many years. Sometimes some person spend so much so that just that the doctor, they would leave another 3 months, another 6 months, when the doctors say, the cancer is so bad, there's nothing we can do, and they would spend so much fortune. In fact, pretty much all your fortune. And one of the things you notice with wealth and health is that you take a lot of time to accumulate wealth, and sometimes just one health illness, an ailment, diagnosis can almost completely wipe out all of your wealth in a split moment. Sometimes you don't even have enough to make that surgery, that they're asking, or to get that chemo that they're asking. And you spent a lifetime accumulating this thing. You spent countless hours. You miss, your family time and a whole other thing, just trying to accumulate to have it in store for the rainy days. But when the rainy day comes, one diagnosis is gone. And then you're trying to wonder, where will I get the money? What will I leave for my children? And so forth and so on. Some persons have to make the hard decision of saying, well, I'm about to go. I can't spend all the money on me just to live another 3 months. And at the end of the day, I have nothing that I can leave for my kids. So persons are wising up and they're choosing their health. And in the process, you can actually accumulate wealth if you are healthy, all right? And you can, and of course, use your wealth to eat the right things, to see the right doctor, do your checkups and everything of that sort. All of that requires money. And when you have money, you can actually follow up. But the first thing is, if you have a means of keeping you healthy, a natural way of keeping you healthy, with that, as having a healthy body, you can, as we say, accumulate wealth. Now, LiveGood offers both. Principally, LiveGood is is committed to helping people bring, the way we do that is by bringing you the most advanced nutritional supplements on the market. All right. And as we do that, we are actually enabling persons to utilize the product, because it is very, very cheap compared to anything else there is, any other good thing I think I should say there is. All right. And because of that, persons are able to not just use it once, but repeatedly use it so that they could see the results. All right. So the mission of LiveGood is to help people get healthy and stay healthy without having to spend a fortune to do it. All right. Very, very simple, very straightforward, and very true. And so far, in 10 months and a half we are going on, persons are testifying that it actually is keeping up to its mission. All right. To its mantra, because they are using the product. And most persons who are in LiveGood are actually using the product. There may be some persons who are just there for the money, but what I've noticed is that the most persons are actually buying and using the product because they want, as we said, their health first, right? They want to be healthy and not just being reactive in terms of, after the disease trying to correct. Persons are trying to be proactive in preventing disease or preventing further complication. Maybe you have been diagnosed with a chronic disease, and to prevent further complication, you are taking the nutrients that will reverse this condition, that actually or maybe stabilize your condition. So that is a very good thing. Now, who has put all of this thing together? Ben Glinsky. He's a co-founder. He's the CEO. He has more than 20 years of experience in network marketing. He have run successful companies, both in the nutritional supplement and so forth. And he's really, really a master in terms of the compensation plan. He's a consultant in that area. So he knows what he has put together. But he still works with another cousin who is even more experienced than him in network marketing, almost 30 years of experience. Lisa Goodkin, Brian Goodkin, these are the ones who actually Ryan formulates the supplements that we have. And Lisa, his wife, is a health educator. And so she gives you all the information that you need to know about the product. I mean, the brains definitely have to come together to decide what is the best product to come out to actually do, right? What is it that the people need that would be of benefit to them, because our product are results oriented, right? Whatever ingredients is put in there is carefully studied, scientifically backed up with the evidence, so that we know that what we are taking in have been studied, have been analyzed, is produced under the best conditions, all right? American standard, and what we are receiving are good products. Now, LiveGood is a direct sales company, and as most network marketing company, but unlike most of the others who have been around, the Avon, the Herbalife, even the Amway and so forth, they have been around for many, many years, but they are seeing a dearth in their interest and growth. They are seeing, it's spiraling in the opposite direction. At the same time, LiveGood is growing. And some other companies are actually growing as well. So when you think of Herbalife, when you think of USANA, New Skin, they have seen over 20% decline in their profit margin, their sales, right? At the same time, Walmart, Costco, LiveGood, Amazon, they are just going the other direction, even during and after COVID, right? So what has made such a difference in the fortune of very good herbal network marketing company and the other companies that are not network marketing at all, but they have a concept or something that they are giving that are stores that are allowing persons to become members of the store and enjoy some benefits from direct benefits, right? And because of that, persons are signing up and saying, even if I could save a shilling, that is a shilling that I've earned, because a dollar save is a dollar earned, right? You can use that dollar to do something else that you would not be able to if it was spent on one item, right? So here you have some money back in your pocket that you can use in other good ways. So LiveGood has adopted that membership concept. And so we have in a membership, we see persons who are coming on, and they are coming on in droves. All right, now I need to update it. Every single week I need to update, and I didn't even update this week. We are over 800,000 now, right? Not 750 anymore. Every week, over 20,000 persons are joining LiveGood, right? It has been consistent from the start. It was even 30 at one time. but it has been right there in the 20s, in the mid-20s. 1,000 persons are joining, right? Sometimes over 2,000 a day, right? Are joining. 3,000 a day are joining, because persons, as soon as they see the opportunity, they recognize these are genuine, these are products, not just, you know, just not, you know, pie in the sky, you know. It is not just fanciful thing. They are actually seeing the product. They're hearing the testimonies of others who are in there. And not only that, they are coming in because their friends are telling them about it. They're not reading it on a newspaper somewhere. Their friends, persons that they know, that they trust, are saying, have you seen this thing? I was introduced to this thing a week ago. I'm using the product, and here's what it's doing for me. Personal testimony. And persons are joining in because they trust that the friend is giving them the right information, because the person themselves is using the product. And that's the thing about LiveGood that I said, although we don't have an obligation to buy product, but it seems that everyone who's in LiveGood is buying the product, right? Because everybody wants to be healthy. That is the niche. That is the need. And that this is where LiveGood is targeting, and it is actually achieving such potential, such growth. So LiveGood allows its members to save up to sometimes 75% compared to the similar products from other network marketing companies. We're talking about, you may have known of a company before that is selling a product for $100. And usually the price of network marketing is pretty high. Very good product, but pretty high. But LiveGood is offering it for as low as $25 or even less. What do you think you would do, right? You would quickly move away from your other company that is charging exorbitant price, such an exorbitant price, and go into a genuine product that is at a place where you can afford, right? And that's what persons are doing. And you can see in that diagram, traditional network marketing company, the gentleman is sitting there waiting for one person to come to his desk, whilst on the LiveGood, there's just a line. It's just a line. It's crisscrossing and doing all kind of things just for persons to get a position on that line, which is exactly what is happening with LiveGood. Now, as I explain network marketing in a little way, as we talk about LiveGood, you need to forget what you've known of network marketing, because LiveGood has come with a concept that has completely disrupted what you knew before. You see, with network marketing, there's always a product that is discovered. Sometimes very good product, but very highly advertised. And so it's even advertised even beyond what it's able to do. And they're able to do it. The word of mouth, network marketing, one person tells somebody else and so forth. Yes, but the products are usually overpriced. And so persons join in with happiness. They are excited about it. They want to tell their friend about it and so forth. But they find out on the average just only lasts for 2 months. Sometimes 2.5 months. And they can't continue. Why? Not because they don't believe the product is exciting, it's good, and it's workable, but it is too expensive. And they just cannot continue to buy these products, right? The other thing with LiveGood, with network marketing, is that they require auto ship, a lot of them, right? So every month a product have to come to you so that you can sell on behalf of the company. And if you make enough sales for the month, then you get some compensation. Well, in LiveGood, you don't have to sell products for the company. There is no auto ship requirement. Your rank is not based upon the volume of sales, and you do not have to start over every month, unlike the other network. So that in itself shows you that LiveGood is a paradigm shift when it comes to network marketing. All right, there's no such obligation about selling product. You don't even have to tell anybody if you don't want to. Personally, you don't. But if you do, there is benefit to begin, because the idea of LiveGood is one person telling the other, telling their friends about the good thing that they have found. And that is how it actually grows. All right. And as I say, it is growing by leaps and bounds. And we can see the result. In 8 months, 800,000 persons, not 800,000 persons hearing about LiveGood, but 800,000 persons are so convinced about what they have heard that they have actually become part of LiveGood, have joined. All right, and then you will see why it is so easy to join. What is the sign up fee? You know, and you will see that shortly. Now, the other thing that LiveGood does, not only does it offer discount on your products, and you know, and you have a network of training and everything of that sort, but it also have a compensation plan. Whereas if you're part where if you're part of LiveGood, you put your as affiliate member, you put yourself in a position to actually receive money back from LiveGood. All right, and we'll see why. But before I go into that, let me tell you about the products that we have. As we said earlier on, LiveGood brings to the market the highest quality products. And the reason it's the highest quality is made with the purest, most healthy ingredients. It is made in world-class manufacturing facilities, right? So that it is ensured to maintain top, consistent quality. Not only that, LiveGood's product, as I indicated early on, by Ryan Goodkin, as he puts the products together as a pharmacist with a doctor, in fact, Dr. Ryan Goodkin, he understands, that's what he's trained in, to put the products that are compatible and you know, congruent, compatible, whatever word you want to use, that matches and that enhances one another. So that the ingredients there are not contraindicative of each other, right? They actually enhance one another, right? And I'll show you what one when we talk about vitamin D just now, how they actually enhance each other. And so the products are of unmatched quality, all right? And that's what we boast about. That's what we have lived up to. All right. Now, the information about I'm going to share to you about the products. They have not been evaluated by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration of America. That's not their purpose, really. They deal with drugs, you know, stuff that some person actually put together, some chemicals that they put together, and they form a drug, and they have done a lot of extensive clinical laboratory and so forth study. The Food and Drug Administration, after maybe years, sometimes 3 to 5 years, they would approve of this drug. What we are doing here are supplements, vitamins, and natural foods and so forth. So the FDA does not basically talk about this, right? It's not patented in that manner. All right. So LiveGood, however, though we cannot claim, and because we are not a drug, designated a drug, our products, then we cannot claim that we are diagnosing or treating or curing or preventing any disease. We cannot make that claim because we are not designated as a drug. In fact, when I say we, I'm talking about the products. But LiveGood products do address the deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrients that are lacking. All right, and that is important. That is key. So what our newest drug, not drug, but newest supplement is methylene blue. All right, very new. Just last week it came in our inventory. What does methylene blue and what area does it target? Now, a lot of the things that we use usually target the body. This one actually is for the brain. And how does it work? You see, we all know that our brain is the most important organ in the body. If the brain shuts down, then you're dead, right? If the brain is not working properly, you can go senile, or you can go, schizophrenic or something of that sort, right? But since we say they're mad or something of that sort, right? Or crazy and so forth. But if there is imbalances in the chemicals and so forth up there, or whatever has triggered a dysfunction of the brain, then we are not responding in the correct way that we ought to, or performing the correct thing that we ought to. So the brain is very, very important. Now, when we are young, our brains are sharp, and we possess mental clarity, we have strong memory, we are creative, and so forth. As we get older, we begin to lose that ability. All right. Try learning something now and memorizing it now. Try learning a poem and memorizing. You'll see it's doubly more, maybe triple times more difficult to retain that information than when you were young at school. Long poems and you knew them, right? And a lot of the things that we still know are what we learned back then, right? But we we do not, we may be able to represent something. We read something and we can represent it, but to do a verbatim, word for word, memorizing, you know, the poem or the line and so forth, that's a lot more difficult as you get older. Why is that so, you ask? It's because of what is called the mitochondrial energy level. All right. You see, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of every cell. It is what that produces energy for the cell. If the level of energy in the cell is decreased, then the functionality of the cell is also impaired, decreased. All right. So that you see a decline in your attention, you see a decline in your memory, memory and retaining information. You see a decline in your mental clarity and agility, right? Agility is your ability to move, how quickly you can do the work, right? You can analyze things and compute things and so forth, and even come up with decisions and so forth, how quickly you can do that. As you get older, it slows down, right? And basically you see that the brain begins to degenerate. But so that if you want to increase, or if you want to know anything, if you want to go back to school as you are older, you know, and so forth, and to learn anything new, or to maintain, you want to maintain health and performance of your brain, well, you need to increase the mitochondrial health of your brain. All right. So methylene blue actually does that. It has an ability, and the way that it does it is by increasing the oxygen, the amount of oxygen that is delivered to the brain cell. And as the oxygen is delivered to the process of respiration, as energy is produced, then you find that more energy, ATP, is produced for the cell. So the cell now, think of you starving your dog, and the other neighbor is feeding the dog 3 times a day, his dog. Which one you think will have the most energy? Which one you think will grow faster, and so forth? Obviously, the one that is being well fed. But the same thing, if your brain does not get the oxygen that it requires, it will be sluggish and eventually die, the brain cells. If it does, on the other hand, get an increased amount of oxygen, it will flourish. It will be, you know, it will be excited, and it will actually continue to do what it used to when you're in the 20s, right? So this is what a methylene blue does. It delivers oxygen to the brain cell, and thus improve the energy of the cell, the energy within the cell. The result of that is an enhancement in memory, protection of your health of your cell. Don't forget, if you have oxygen and so forth, your brain stays alive. If it doesn't have oxygen, it dies, right? So it supports a positive mood, and also it increases focus and cognition. So I think many persons will probably want to get on there. They say, okay, how much is this methylene blue? It is only $12.95 for the member. Even the retail is not that expensive, still under $20, right? And it contains 15 strips, and you'll use it once every other day. As you get it, you'll get the instructions about it. All right. But we also have multivitamins, and our multivitamins, as we said, with all of our products, they are tailor-made. They are not just items thrown into a bottle and say, well, we have calcium, we have this, but they're scientifically, it has scientifically put together, and it has been tested and shown of how much of each one of the vitamin is in the product, and what is the daily percentage of daily value. In other words, what do you require how much do you require for the day in vitamin E? So if you require 1,000 milligrams, which is 1,000 micrograms, I should say, our product has, well, not 1,000, but yeah, 1,000. Our product have 1,125. Guess what? You're getting 25% more than what you require. I think it's 800 for vitamin E, actually. All right. When you look at vitamin C, you have 133% of daily value. In other words, you're getting more from that 2 capsules you're getting more than you actually require in vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin E, 447% more. I'm just highlighting a few of them. And if you go down the list, you would see even one, it's 8,000, right? More than you actually require for the D. And that is, so in other words, our vitamins is a top-notch multivitamin. And that is not just, and here's the other thing. There is a multivitamin for men and multivitamin for women. All right. So women, you notice here that the woman, if I should just point it, I think it's on the next slide actually. Let me just point this one. I just put all. You notice here that third arrow for the ladies, it shows that the ladies' vitamin has iron. If you compare the men, you notice there's no iron. All right. Why is it that ladies has iron, men not have iron? Well, you know, ladies lose from the menstruation cycle. They lose a lot of blood during the month and during the every month. So most persons have a regular regular cycle, and so they need to replace that thing. Notice also when you have to go and give blood, most of the time they take the blood from the male and not from the female, because they see the lady needs the blood. So why, especially if she's of childbearing age and so forth, right? See, they would usually not take in exceptional cases they do, but most times they prefer taking it from the male, because we just can produce, within 3 months of us giving a pint of blood, we are back to normal again, right? Because we don't have any other place of losing it. So it is that way. So so male does not require this one. The amount that they're getting in their food most likely is sufficient. Now, one thing also you notice here for the male, there is lycopene right at the bottom here. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant. Specifically, it has been shown to help the prostate gland, right? To bring down the size and to also prevent prostate cancer. So why do you think it's in the male vitamin and on the female? Because a lady does not have prostate. She don't have to worry about that. And so ours have this lycopene here for us men. The lady has iron for the lady. All right. And most of the percentages are similar, but in some instances they are different depending on how much that each one of us need for the particular, for a day, right, for a lifetime. So our vitamin is just $10, $9.95. When you compare all the wonderful vitamins out there, good, from the network marketing line, they are very good, but the price is so much more. This one is 5 times more. This one is 3 times more. Similar vitamins, we have all what they have and more, and yet our price is just a fraction of what they have. I talked about vitamin D and vitamin K and how they are they complement each other. See, vitamin D is the most important vitamin as it relates to maintaining a healthy immune system, right? So if you want to have a healthy immune system to combat the respiratory germs and everything that are out there and cancer and all of these things, you need vitamin D. The fact is, vitamin D is potentially the most prevalent vitamin, potentially, because it is generally produced by the sunlight, by the sun, heating our skin and being absorbed into the dermis and starting the chain process that leads to vitamin D. However, the fact is, it is the most deficient. For two reasons. It is water soluble. It's not all soluble like vitamin E and well, no, it's actually oil soluble. It is actually oil soluble, but it is actually very deficient because a lot of persons are not spending time in the sun. We tend to run away from the sun. Now here's the other thing. Because we are black, most of us, if there's a Caucasian on board, I would say that the Caucasian gets the dosage of vitamin D that is required for the production of vitamin D. It's easier for Caucasian to get it. So in other words, if the two of them are sitting and basking on the beach, they came together and they sat in the sun together, the Caucasian will get in a more vitamin D penetrating into the skin than the black. The simple reason is our dark skin means that we have melatonin, or melanin, not melatonin, but melanin in our skin. That's what gives us the dark color. But it's also a protection from the dangerous ultraviolet rays, right? And so because it serves as a protection, as a barrier, you need to have more exposure in order for it to get enough to penetrate, right? And so for the black, we need to spend more time in the sun than the white person in order for it to get enough exposure to get the vitamin D that is required, all right? As I indicated, now vitamin D is important. This is the process. We don't have to go through it, but as the sun comes in here, it forms a compound in the skin that goes into the liver to get hydrolyzed and goes into the kidney, and the process starts until you come up with calcitriol, all right? And calcitriol is the most active, metabolically active form of vitamin D. So that's how 125 dihydroxy vitamin D is what it's called. This is it's the most potent derivative of vitamin D. That's what your body needs in order to actually be effective in your body. What is the effect of having vitamin D? Vitamin D promotes the body's absorption of calcium. It is, and that is very good, especially for persons who are in the postmenopausal stage. They need a lot more calcium to prevent osteoporosis and so forth. And so vitamin D actually is required, not just important, it's required for the absorption of calcium and phosphorus, all right? It also protects us against infection. I said that as related to our immune system. Vitamin D also treats a very serious condition called osteomalacia, the softening of your bones, all right? And it improves the function of your muscle. It also has a role to play in the reduction of inflammation in the body, and it's involved in the processes of cell growth, of neuromuscular and immune function, even glucose metabolism. The metabolism of glucose, vitamin D also helps, is functionable in there. Now, with our vitamin D, there is a vitamin K2 as well. Now, how is it that is beneficial? Why is it that Ryan Good can put all vitamin D and vitamin K together? Because if you want to remove plaque from your artery, the plaque that builds up that can lead to atherosclerosis and the blood clots and so forth, you know, if you want to remove it, vitamin K is what you need. So vitamin K basically helps avoid the calcium buildup in the arteries. All right, and so it basically cleans up the artery, remove the calcium buildup, remove the occlusion that is taking place that eventually will lead to a stroke or a heart attack, you know. So it cleans that up. And so vitamin D is responsible for bringing calcium into the body. Vitamin K is clearing up the debris that falls into the artery. I describe it this way. Here is a garbage truck that has come to pick up your garbage, right? And along the way, sometimes you would see that some of the garbage is falling along the way as the garbage truck is going. Maybe it's not properly, you know, has not gone properly inside and so forth. So sometimes it falls. And think of a scavenger truck passing along with a speed or something and just removing it off the road to avoid the stench and everything else, right? Well, that's exactly how vitamin K works. Vitamin D brings calcium, but if there's too much or there is a buildup taking place in the artery, vitamin comes around as a scavenger to remove it. All right, so keep it clean and clear, so that they work together. Now, vitamin D, as I said, is very, very important. All right, and so it's important in strong bone density, it's important in muscle strength and immune function, prevents inflammatory disease, and also help your heart and maintaining good circulation and so forth. So vitamin D is very, very important. You really want to grab that. How much is vitamin D? Just $9. Well, not even $9, $8.50, right? Just not at all. Vitamin, what about ultra magnesium? Have you heard about it? Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reaction in our bodies every single day. In other words, without sufficient amount of magnesium, a lot of the processes that goes through our body that we probably not even aware of will be stagnated. And even those that we are aware of, your muscle support, your ability for your muscle to contract and to lift and to gain strength, magnesium is important. Your nerve send signals across your body to instruct it on what to do. That magnesium is involved in that. It speeds up the process, it enables the process and so forth. Your energy level. So in other words, if you don't have magnesium, these things are sluggish or maybe non-existent. And so you begin to suffer. Sleep support, magnesium is important. And let me tell you, our ultra magnesium complex actually works. I am very, very reluctant. In fact, I have not taken it. To take they say take it twice a day. I do not take mine twice a day. Because why? I don't want to be sleeping on the job. And it actually works. It actually works. It helps you sleep and have a good sound sleep. I have a sister-in-law who works in the same institution with me, and she tells me, she came to me the last and said, I think I will start that magnesium thing. I am sleeping so early. I go to bed so early. By 7 o'clock, I want to sleep already, you know? And the last time she said, I think everybody at home slept early that day, because when I got up, it was 1 o'clock. And when I looked, the kids did not close the house. My living room was open. My balcony was open. The television was on. Everything was left as it was before I fell asleep. And she said, I think I'm going to stop this thing. I'm going to stop this. It actually works. So it tells you that it actually works. You don't have to be relying upon Ativan and you know, tranquilizers and so forth, Valium and so forth. Here you can take a natural magnesium that actually helps your sleep. It helps persons manage stress, right? It helps persons in the performance of the exercise. We talk about that already, the exercise and energy support and the muscle strength and so forth. So all of this magnesium is very, very important. And ours price, as usual, is very, very low, $8.95, right? Only $8.95. So then we have Super Red. Now Super Red is the best way to keep our heart healthy is a diet rich in red fruits and vegetables. All right. And you know that the major cause of all chronic disease has something to do with the cardiovascular system, right? And so, and that is a major cause of death as well. And so if you really want to keep it healthy, if you really want it to be in top shape and performing, your heart is pumping, your arteries are clean, your brain is functional because enough blood is getting into there, bringing the fresh oxygen and fresh nutrients, then you know that you need to have Super Red in your diet. So what is Super Red good for? Cardiovascular health, circulation, that is blood circulation, sexual health. Now, how is that so? I'll tell you. Brain and cognitive function I just mentioned, all right? So there is a compound that your body produces called nitric oxide, right? Nitric oxide. You can write it down. And you can research it yourself. It is called the vasodilator of the body. Your veins, dilator means the distension or dilating of your veins. So when your veins are dilated, blood flows more quickly and more profoundly to the body tissues, right? And organs. So you really want your body to be producing adequate amount of nitric oxide. When you are young, you produce way up there. But as you start growing older, from 20, you get into 50, your body produces half of the amount it used to produce when you were in the 20s. That's just a natural aging process. But can you reverse it? Can you stimulate your body to produce more nitric oxide and to keep your veins dilated? Yes. If you increase the amount of nitric oxide in the body, it will continue to cause the vasodilation and continue to allow you to function as when you were younger, much younger, right? Your pressure increases as your veins close up. As a matter of fact, if you did not know, when you measure blood pressure, it's not the pressure of the blood flowing through the vein. It's actually the pressure of the blood that is pushing against the walls of your veins. All right? Now, the more resistance there is, the more the pressure will be on the walls of your arteries and the veins. All right. Think of you with a balloon. The balloon has a barrier because it's round and then the air is not flowing out. So you're blowing into the balloon, but it cannot go, it's not flowing through. So what it does, it expands. That pressure of the air, the density of the air is pushing against the wall of the balloon and pushing it out because it can't go forward, it's pushing across, right? And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly how pressure is, right? If there is constriction in the blood, in the vessel, then the pressure pushes out onto the wall. That is what blood pressure is all about, all right? Now, if at the same time, if the wall, if the blood vessel is dilated, then it drops down the pressure. If it is clean and clear so that there's an easy flow, hardly any resistance, then pressure is down. Simple thing, right? And that is the way that you can actually reverse the blood pressure by causing more nitric oxide in your body to be produced in your body. And that is what how super red works. All right, that whole process here is what we learned. I learned when I was back at school doing pharmacy. But it's actually the process through which nitric oxide actually helps reduce your pressure. And let me just give you a little out of it. So as nitric oxide is produced through arginine, which is a protein, there is a enzyme that helps produce the nitric oxide. That nitric oxide then activates what is called guanylyl cyclase. That's another enzyme. That enzyme now converts a guanosine triphosphate into cyclic guanosine monophosphate. I don't have to remember these terms, but I'm just showing you the science behind it, right? Now, nitric oxide, the more nitric oxide, the more activation of this enzyme, the more production of cyclic GMP. Cyclic GMP is what you really want, because cyclic GMP now acts upon the myosin light chain. There is an enzyme called activated myosin light chain kinase, this one here. It converts or it adds a phosphate group to the myosin light chain and cause contraction. You want to remove that phosphate, because as you remove that phosphate, you're back to myosin light chain without the phosphate, and so it causes relaxation. So that looks like a long process. That's for us pharmacists and doctors to know. That's not for you to know, but I'm just showing you that there is a science behind how the product works. And I can see the hand of the pharmacist in there, because he studies this thing and say, here is what we can do with the natural red products that we have. If we put them together, it's going to increase the production of nitric oxide, and that process takes place. Now, here's another interesting thing I'm going to show you. There is a drug called sildenafil, Viagra. Most persons have heard about it, right? It is called a phosphodiesterase inhibitor. You see right here, cyclic GMP is what you want to increase in your body, because as cyclic GMP increases, it deactivates the myosin light chain and causes relaxation. Phosphodiesterase is this enzyme here that breaks down cyclic GMP into GMP. When it is in GMP form, it's not active. So the phosphodiesterase causes that. Sildenafil deactivates phosphodiesterase. In other words, it is a phosphodiesterase inhibitor. So it blocks the place where the phosphodiesterase are supposed to work, and so it cannot work, and so the level of cyclic GMP remains increased. That's how it works. That's how it enables a man to have enough flow into his penis so that he could get an erection. It breaks down what would be causing it to decrease the amount of cyclic GMP. It prevents that from happening. So in the same breath, as we increase the nitric oxide level, that increases cyclic GMP, then obviously your circulation is increased. The more cyclic GMP that you have, the more circulation, the more blood flow. And that is how it helps men. And that is why Super Red is up there as one of the leading, the most sold item in LiveGood, because it helps benefit in the sexual health. And you know, if there's anything that men love, is anything that they say that actually helps him perform, he will buy it. Doesn't matter if it's lizard tail that is mixed with some white rum or whatever, he will buy it. It's just the thing about men. They are fascinated about their performance, right? And so but this one is not, it's not lizard tail, it's actually real fruits and vegetable. In fact, vegetable red fruits, the red line that actually works. It's like Super Green, similar, but this is the green line of products, and it has a lot of stuff. It has all the green and all the chlorophyll and everything that helps. It all and helps with your immune protection. Obviously, you know, the greens, the vegetables, and so forth helps with your your immune system. It also produces energy and recovery. I talked about that. Stress, it supports stress, right? So vitamin D, Super Green, you're having stress, you want to be consuming that. It helps with your digestive health. I mean, all the roughage, all the greens and all the roughage and all the fiber and everything of that sort, you understand that. It also has things like moringa. It has things like not dandelion, but it also have aloe vera. So when you talk about detoxing, that's where you get it, right? The aloe vera. But it also have other things like you know, the blackberry and the raspberry and the strawberry. It has all of these things as well. And also have a wonderful little compound here. It's called dairy-free yogurt culture. Now that is very important, because every lady knows that there is something called a yeast infection, right? Men don't have it, but ladies get it. And they tell you eat more yogurt. Now, yes, yogurt, dairy, most times the dairy form, but if you can get a dairy-free yogurt, that's even better, because actually helps feed your lactobacilli, right? That is important that's a type of fungus that actually prevents you from getting a yeast infection. So if you're feeding the good bacteria and the good microorganism, then you are actually keeping yourself from getting disease, right? Somebody says all disease starts in the gut. So if you have good gut health, it is important. Now, why I'm saying feeding the microbes, let me tell you something. Our body has a lot, plenty cells. All right? But here's what also here's what we also have. We have a lot, in fact, I'll just get in the count here, 30 to 40 trillion cells in our body. 30 to 40 trillion. I don't know what that number is. I mean, I don't even know how many zeros are in trillion. I think it's 9. But that's the amount of cells we have. And guess what? We have more microorganisms living on us than we have cells in our body. You ever wonder when somebody dies, how is it that they just start rotting, even if there is nobody throws some organism on them, nobody throws anything on them, and the body just started rotting? Animals, the same thing. Well, these are the germs that are living on you, right? That you cannot fight anymore. And so it's taken over, right? Yes, but so we have between 2 to 6 pounds of microorganism living upon us. You know what that is? A microorganism is a small bacteria and viruses and so forth that's so tiny that you can't measure, you can't even know the weight. But when you put all of these that are living upon our body, it works out to about 2 to 6 pounds. So when you go on the balance, know that you have maybe 5 pounds of your weight is actually microorganism living upon you. Now, what if you have the good microbiomes, the good ones? because you have both good and bad. If you have a surplus of the good ones, it will keep the bad ones at bay. But if the bad ones take over, then you will start getting disease and skin infections and everything of that sort, right? And so when you have super green, you're actually feeding your good microbiomes, right? The one in the gut, the one in the skin, and so forth. And because of that, it's actually helping you. Now, the other thing that microbiome does, it is important in helping food digestion, right? So bacteria is good in breaking down starch, fiber, and other nutrients, you know, ensuring proper digestion. It is good for some vitamin synthesis, right? For example, vitamin K, half of what we require is produced by the microbiomes in our gut, all right? And also biotin and folic acid and so forth is also produced by gut microbiome. 90% of a compound called serotonin is a neurotransmitter that regulates your mood and your cognition. It's produced 90%, 9 out of 10% is produced by your microbiomes. So if you lack in good microbiomes or you don't have enough in your gut, you're not feeding them with the proper nutrients, then you can decrease drastically in your serotonin level. And then that imbalance between serotonin and dopamine is what usually leads to mental disease, all right? Whether it is depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, God knows all of the others, usually is an imbalance between chemical neurotransmitter in the brain, all right? And that is why the drugs are actually working on these sites, right? To actually decrease it, prevent it from acting the negative ones. So if you're depressed, you want to have positive neurotransmitter. If you have anxiety, you want to have the ones that actually regulates it and take it down a little, so you don't be so uptight and fidgety and you know anxious and so forth. So all of these things are working that way. So if you don't have proper gut health, you also will suffer with your serotonin level, which also can lead to mental disease, right? So your skin, your immune system, all of them is related to your gut microbiome and so forth. So so organic super green, very important. Now, I want to just go a little quicker for the others. Complete plant-based protein is very, very important. Especially if you want to move away from meat eating and you want to have enough, you have to get your complete plant protein in another source, whether the peas and the beans, that's what it has in there. And it also has the vitamins, 26 vitamins and minerals. So you're talking about a very, very complete a protein base that you can have. Why is protein needed? To rebuild and to restore muscle and joints, to build and maintain lean muscle mass, and also give you all of your essential amino acid. We also, and just for $22, we also have essential amino. That one I have and I love it because it helps maintain lean muscle mass. It helps you produce strength and helps your body function better. But it also does something, it boosts up your stamina. And when I have used it, almost instantly, if you're feeling fatigue, if you're feeling foggy and a little, you know, brain is just tired and so forth, it just gives you that boost, right? Almost like what caffeine does for persons who take caffeine and so forth, but it's actually natural amino acid, because in the simplest form, it works instantly. It actually works. Let me tell you something. If you're driving in the afternoon after hard day's work and you feel that you're falling asleep, a little teaspoon of this would actually wake you up and get you moving. Don't want to be taking it just before sleep, because it will keep you up instead of allowing you to sleep. So take it during the daytime. All right. Creatine is something that, in fact, that's the newest product that we have. And that was just developed. I'll tell you what, it works really, really well for persons who are in the gym and persons, you know, who are the athletes and so forth. Creatine, it has been the most studied compound dietary supplement for the past 50 years. And it has been found to be 100% effective. So if you want to build, it fuels your muscle, your brain, and your heart. If you really want to build strength if you want to build muscle mass, an increase in your exercise performance, you need creatine. Every bodybuilder, every person who's gymming, they know that they have these protein shakes and so forth, creatine inside of it. All right. And that is how it actually builds you up. So if you're into that, that's a good compound for you. If you're into your cycling or, you know, you're an athlete and so forth, that will help very well. There's another compound that they have added to. It's called beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate. That's HMB, right here. It has been shown to slow the process of muscle loss and to accelerate muscle recovery. All right. So it actually complements the creatine in that regard. So you're talking about a product that improves muscle strength, reduce recovery time, and also maximize endurance and support weight management and so forth. So very good product. All right. How much do you think that is? Well, look at the ones out there. The same two compounds. You see the very same, and the competitors one is $65. The very same thing here. Obviously, persons have studied that and they recognize it's good for the persons who doing gymming. That one is $48, $49. Ours, same thing, just $20. All right. So that's why LiveGood is growing, because persons are coming here to buy their products, right? And to also tell others about it. What about factor 4? It is said to be the first and only inflammation management supplement formulated. The first and only with the 4 of the world's most powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients: omega-3, turmeric, CoQ10, and garlic. Now we know, most of us know about turmeric and garlic, very good antioxidant and powerful anti-inflammatory, but CoQ10, you have heard about that, and omega-3, these are not new, but putting them all together in a wonderful capsule. Dr. Heather Vaughts has put this thing together. She's one of the world's top immunologists, and she has put this one together for LiveGood, and it fights inflammation, it fights joints and organ health, also improve your immune system and your heart circulation. Now, chronic inflammatory disease is the #1 cause of sickness and death in the world. When we talk about chronic inflammatory disease, we're talking about anything related to stroke, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, all kidney and liver disease. All these are inflammatory disease that is happening in your body, destroying cells, destroying organs, that are causing imbalances in your metabolism and so forth, and leads to all of this chronic disease. If you have a product that actually fights this, reverse this, control the inflammation, you are actually in the process of reversing your chronic disease, right? So here is natural products that actually can help get you back on your feet, helps you control your pressure, help you control your diabetes, your kidney is getting better instead of getting worse. Wonderful product. All right, factor 4. Let me tell you something. It is almost always sold out because persons are really, really buying it. All right. But in recent time, they seem to have a good measure of it. Organic coffee, persons who use coffee and you want to lose weight, this one is specifically formulated for that. It's a weight loss coffee, right? So persons who drink, you use that in your, I say persons who drink because not everybody use caffeine. And so if you don't, there are other things that we use, the protein, the amino acid, helps you lose the weight as well, build muscle muscle mass instead of fat. So there are other things that you can use to help you lose the weight. All right, there is also CBD oil that we have. CBD is a big thing now from the hemp plant. CBD is what is called a phytocannabinoid. All right, you get it from the cannabis plant, and it has been extracted without THC. THC is tetrahydrocannabinol, and this is the compound in the marijuana plant that causes you to be high and causes the addiction. CBD is a different type of cannabinoid. It's not the same. It's not related. It doesn't have. As a matter of fact, on the product, it says no THC, right? Because THC is a different type. So let me just explain that out of the cannabis oil, so far, they have discovered 113 different types of cannabinoid. Most of them are powerful antioxidants, right? But the THC is the single one that actually causes the high. All right, so you can stay away from the THC and still benefit from all of the goodness of the plant without getting addiction or anything of that. So what they have discovered, and this plant has been studied really, really much, especially now. America, Canada, and so forth have legalized it and so forth. They're doing medicinal marijuana and so forth. They use it for the skin, they use it for the hair, they use it for, for arthritis, inflammation, they use it for pain, they use it for cancer symptoms and so forth. Also things like treating seizure. It has been said to also help with asthma, Parkinson's, cerebral palsy, and a whole lot of things. They are actually discovered. These are proven. These are not just hearsay. If you ask some person who's using it, they tell you there's a lot more. But what they have proven and shown, there are scientific evidence for it. These are a list of some of what they have shown. All right, so it's very, very good product, as long as you can take the bad out of it. All right, and this is how it is. CBD is pure. We have the 500 milligrams, and we also have the 1500, the double strength 1500 milligrams preparation. All right, it's just a drop that I think you put under your tongue. And then there's also a formulation for the animals, right? So yes, and our price is just $18. $18. Now look at Green Roots. Green Roots have the CBD. They have 550 milligram CBD oil, and their price is $90. We have 750, which is 200 milligrams more. Ours is 1/5 of the price. Just $18. Young Living, no better. They have 500 milligrams, and their price is $80. Our 750 milligrams, our price is just $18. So you can see the vast difference in price. When we say you don't have to pay a fortune to maintain your health, that is where you get it in LiveGood. Instant Youth is a product that actually helps you look better in a short space of time. 2 to 3 minutes. In fact, it says in 90 seconds, it helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles on your face. All right. If you have to go to a function or so forth and you really want to look good, you want to put this a little bit on your face. It is made from 12 powerful antioxidant actually products, some vegetables and so forth that actually helps. They have studied that. There's a content one sister product to it, which I even prefer. I actually have it with me. It's called Ageless, and Ageless actually helps your skin produce collagen. And help, right? Now collagen is what in when we were young, our skin was different. It was smooth, it was plump, it was radiant, youthful. As you get older, you stop producing collagen. And that the development of the dry skin and the aging process starts, right? You can't avoid it, that's just how it is. But if you can get your body to reproduce the collagen that it used to when it was young, then you're actually reversing the appearance of aging. All right. So the 12 nutrient fruit that is inside there promotes natural regeneration of collagen. And so it gives your skin, you will age. Yes, we all have to age, but you will age more slowly and more gracefully. The person will look and say, wow, every time you look like you're getting younger. Collagen in the system will actually cost that. Only $15 and you can get it. There's the collagen peptide itself that is from a bovine source, from a cow source, but that is collagen itself. Now, that collagen is more higher concentration than the one I just showed you for the skin. And it is necessary to slow down the aging, have you looking younger. I said that, but it also countered joint pains because your ligaments, your tendons, and so forth are made of collagen. And as you start aging and these are not produced by the body anymore, the amount in your system start to go down, and it leads to these joint pains that you're having, right? And that is all the person start telling you, my knee is hurting, and my waist is hurting, and my shoulder, I have a pain in the shoulder, come and rub it. This collagen it's going out of the system. They're getting older, right? And so if you take in the collagen, you are actually putting back the collagen that your body needs. It can utilize it to reverse and to cure the I would say cure, but restore the strength in your ligaments and your joints and so forth. It's not a bad product. And the concept, the science behind it sounds absolutely very good. CBD we talked about, there is a pain relief with it. It has all of the other stuff, the peppermint and all of the menthol and comfort and everything, but it also have the nano CBD and the nano CBG to aid with the pain relief and so forth. So this is something that you can get. But not every Caribbean island allows for CBD into their country. I know St. Lucia does not. They still have it under the ban list because when they were fighting the marijuana on the roster, they basically just banned the entire tree, right? So anything that is produced from the tree is banned as well. And more recently, some countries have lifted the ban and allow for it to be used and to be transported, right? Even if they sometimes have restrictions as to how much, but at least you can get. And so for the countries like Jamaica that has that ban lifted, it is so much good for them because they are able to bring in and get the benefit out of the product. There are patches that we also have that helps with sleep and energy and focus. These are patches. All of these we're talking about are made from natural plant product, all right? If you want everything that we have, it's $320. If you want the everything without the CBD, because your country does not allow CBD, you get it for $230. And that's one of everything. But if you want individual packages like the Daily Essential Pack, if you want the Lean Body Pack that has to do with weight loss and so forth, there are different packs that they have put together depending on your specific need. But of course, if you want to just buy them individually, you can do that as well. Accessories, like the t-shirt I'm wearing is, with the LiveGood logo. I have a cap there somewhere, right? That you put on when you go. Somebody sees that, they ask you, "Whoa, that cap is nice. Where do you get it from?" Oh, that's LiveGood. What is LiveGood? So it's an advertising tool for you as well to help you advertise your business, right? And of course, with all of that said, how do you become a member of LiveGood? Well, you have to register with somebody who's already a part of LiveGood. All right. So someone who is a member would have a link, and you would sign up with that link to register, because it's a multi-level marketing, because you one person tells somebody else about it, you tell your friend and so forth, they sign up with you, and they themselves tell their friend and so forth. That's how it grows. It is so effective that in 10 months we are over 800,000, and we are still on course to break the 1 million mark by our first year of existence. And that's unheard of, right? We have been around for over 80 years, and we have over just about 3 million, a little more than 3 million members, active members, right? And have been around for God knows how long. You have heard of the name many, many times. So 3 million, 80 years, and we in 1 year are close to 1 million already, right? Because as we said earlier on, LiveGood is definitely different from the network. Our prices are really, really low. Persons are moving from their existing one and coming over here because they're getting maybe 3, 4, sometimes 5 for the price of one, right? And so all you need to join LiveGood, unlike other businesses, you have to spend $100, $300 just to be on part, to have some passive income coming. Only $40 US to be an affiliate of LiveGood. You never have to pay that 40 again. So one time you pay the 40 and you become an affiliate of LiveGood. The only thing that to maintain your membership every month, like Costco and Amazon, you pay your $15 to maintain your membership. Trust me, recently they told me that I have They put my membership on hold because I have not paid my $14.99. And I said, it's okay, I'm getting things better elsewhere. I didn't tell them that, but I'm saying, okay, I'm getting LiveGood, so why do I have to still pay $15 on Amazon? Anyway, but so $9.95 is our membership. Just that. That's the only obligation you have to maintain an active membership in LiveGood, right? And you pay this, and then you have all access to all the products I just showed you at all the discounted price, right? Plus, and more so, you have some other benefits coming your way. Now, there is a year package that we encourage persons to do the year package, because in doing the year package, you don't have to worry about, did I pay my $10? Did I not pay my $10? Getting somebody harassing you, oh, you haven't paid, and so forth. You do the year package and you're free for entire 12 months. And in addition to that, you get $20 off. So you pay for 10 months and you get a 12-month coverage. The other good thing that we have in LiveGood is that if you say, okay, I don't want to invest a whole year's pack into this at the moment, I want to try and see. Let me just try on a monthly basis and see. So you try the first month, oh, that's good. I could order my product. The products are actually good. Okay. And then you decide, you know something, I'm ready. I want to just upgrade to the year. Well, LiveGood offers you that opportunity. You just have to pay $100 and you get $120 worth of coverage, because $10 a month means you paid $120, right, for the year. But the moment you want to increase and you want to go to a year because you're satisfied in what you're getting, you can do that from that very moment and pay $99.95, and then you're covered for the entire year. You still get the benefit. So if it's the $50 you have at the start to start, no problem. If you have the $140 to start and cover for the entire year, even all the better, but it's not a problem. Wherever you can start, you start. What you want to do is to get started, not to just sit around and wait. Because as you do, you're losing out, because more persons are coming in. Your market basically is diminishing, because now more persons are fishing for the same fish in the same pond. So the earlier you are in, the better you position yourself. Not only that, when you come in, there is as you bring in persons, or somebody that you have bring in persons that fall under you, you can benefit from it. But if you're not in, you cannot benefit, right? And so forth. So, and you never know, you may not be that aggressive, you may not know that many persons, but somebody that you brought in may have brought in somebody who's a networker, who have been doing this for maybe 10, have a good network going on, and you just so happen to have brought in somebody who knew that person, and that person joined in and bring the entire team on board. What do you think that would do for you? Everybody that is brought under you actually benefit from, and I'll show you how. So with the website, with paying the $40 as an affiliate, you get a corporate site that looks like that. It says, welcome, that's mine, Glenn Charles. You're in control. This is the control panel for your LiveGood business, all right? And then it basically shows you everything: your product order, your genealogy, your earnings for the month, and everything, your training material, information about your products, everything. Your back office, that's like your ledger, your online ledger, right? You also have the only key for it, so that the money that is sent into your earnings, you alone have access to it, and so forth. So that is your corporate site. You're also given a Powerline landing page. That one is like your advertising tool, so that you're given a link that represents yours, and that link you send out to your friend. They look at the video, they'll press on that button here, they look at the video, and you tell them what LiveGood is all about. In 5 minutes, Brian Goodkin, Ben Glensky would present the 5-minute synopsis of what LiveGood is all about, and then it asks you to reserve your position. Reserving you don't have to pay for reserving. It's just holding your position for the week. And if you pay within that week, then your position is secured. If you don't pay, then it slides down to somebody else who actually pays. So in other words, somebody who comes in after you and pays and activates their position can take the place ahead of you, because you did not activate yours. But if you did reserve, it is held until the first day of every week, when they are actually updating their matrix and so forth. All right. So it's a good thing to sign up, even if you're still thinking about it. You want to maybe listen to a couple more lectures, that's okay. But reserve your position. When you activate, you fall on the position that you came in. So that's your advertising tool. And then you also have a retail site. On that retail site, you are able to sell all of the products that I've just mentioned. But all of them is on a site that is designated as yours. The company creates that site for you so that all of the products can be sold on your site. You actually own a business online, and the company takes care of all the logistics and all the nitty-gritties and all when the order is made, the company does that. They ship on your behalf and everything of that sort. But they recognize you as the company's, the owner of the company per se. You're in partnership with the company, and here's how it works. When a product is sold from your website, the company computers obviously is integrated, recognize that this super red was sold by somebody came to buy it, right? And because the person is a member of LiveGood, they came to buy and they got it at a retail price. The profit obviously is made between what the member would get and what the retail person would have bought it for, and that profit is shared with you because you were the one, through your influence, got LiveGood to sell the product. So you don't have to buy products and put it at your home and sell it back to persons. If you want to do that, you can, but it's not necessary. You could just give the person, how do you get, you talked about super red, how can I get it? Here is a link, here is a website, you can get it. They go on that website, they purchase it, put it into their card, pay it with their credit card, Visa card, whatever. And as the month is over, LiveGood gives you a commission upon that sale. All right. So LiveGood actually have 7 different ways that you can earn. The first one is the weekly fast cash bonus. And let me tell you what's about. So early on, I said about to become a member of LiveGood, you come in with $40 as an affiliate and $9.95. So that's $49.95, rounded up to $50. So you come into the LiveGood to start off your business, your journey with LiveGood, $50. As you came in, you remember you got a link from somebody who told you about it. So the LiveGood says, because I was the one who influenced you to become a member of LiveGood, I gave you my link, I told you about it, I invited you to a session like this, a presentation or whatever. LiveGood says, we will compensate you for your effort. The $50 that your downline brought in, your direct brought in, we're not going to keep all of it. We're going to give you $25 of it, and we will keep 25. They split the profit half and half with you, per se, right? And there is no limit as to how many persons you can bring into LiveGood. So if you're a well-known person and you have different persons, you can influence persons to get on board because you reckon. Remember, LiveGood principally is about getting people healthy. So you know somebody who's not well and say you should try this product. They're reasonable. The price is good. You want to probably be on board. They came on board so that they could get it on at a discounted price. They came on board and they brought in $50 to start the process. LiveGood gives you $25 of it. And if you did that for 10 persons, for example, that's 25 by 10. That's the fastest way. And you get that at the end of every week. Thursday is the cutoff point. Thursday at midnight, right? So by Friday morning, you would get that money in your back office already. You understand me? Now, if you become a ranked member, if you invited 2 persons, if you have invited 2 persons, you become a bronze. If you invite 10 persons into LiveGood, you become a silver, right? And your team is growing as well. Not just you, but you have a team that's growing. And the goal, I think, 30 and so forth and so forth. So you get to know that a little more, when you become a member, or if you read up, you will get to know more about it. But as you rank up, you can open what is called generational fast start bonus, because the first person who's on rank gets 50% of the bonus. But if you have brought in 2 persons, then you're also able to get 10% of your downline, your second generation. So in other words, let me just use an example. Let me get somebody in the chat. So we have Annette. Supposing Glenn brought in Annette. That's my direct. I got $25 from her because I got 50% of what she brought. She brought in 50, I got 25. Company kept 25. But if Annette now brings in Cassandra, Annette gets her 50% from Cassandra. But because I brought in Annette, who then brought in Cassandra, I also given 10% of what Cassandra brought as a bronze. If I become a silver, then I have one step. I have two steps further. I can get on the third level. I can get on the fourth level. If I become a platinum, then I could get 8 levels deep, and a diamond goes 10 levels deep. These are persons you'll never get to know. 10 generations down for you can still get something from the 995 that they bring in. That the company is sharing, basically sharing everything that you bring in, is sharing it back. Because if they kept 30%, 50% that is, they gave me 25 and they kept 25. But in the second generation, they have to give 5, so that their 25 is diminishing to now 20, and they're giving $5 to one person. Now, supposing there are 6 persons on that level, then all of the 25 is gone. You know, so the company really is not keeping cash in there. They're giving it back to the member. There is a matrix bonus that works like this. Everybody is given 2 positions. You bring in the first 2 persons, then you fill that position. That is the one on the right and one on the left. But supposing you have a third and a fourth and a fifth person that you brought in, then where does it go? Well, that's your first level is right and left. When your second level, it falls under them. It fills up the position under your second level. So that means you are actually helping your team. So if I give his name Omar, you bring in Omar, but Omar has not started working because he just getting his understanding of how it's working. But after you sign Omar and Mary, you bring in a third person called Philip. Then the company sends that Philip on the Omar or on the Mary. All right. The good thing about it, here's how it works. If you bring in 2 persons, one goes for Omar and one goes for Mary. 2 does not go on the Omar before Mary gets any. Right? So one goes there, it shares it along. So basically you are helping build your team. Right? You give it each of them, okay, here is somebody I've brought in on your behalf. I got the fast start because I was the one who brought them, but they fall in your position. So I'm helping my team. Now when he begins to work, he finally gets 2 or 3 persons to join, and his position is already filled, then where do you think it goes? It goes to fill that at the position down here. So he's helping his team. So everyone is helping their team, right? And so they say that the teamwork makes the dream work, right? And so we are helping each other in a team, a nice matrix. We support one another. What I'm doing is spilling over. What he does is spilling over, and we are all supporting each other. As your team begins to grow, you fill the first level with 2 persons. The next level takes 4. That you have a total of 6. The next level takes 8. You have a total of 14. As it begins to fill up and your team is beginning to work, everybody's getting there 2 or 3 and so forth, then it begins to work and your team is growing. All right? Their team is growing as well. You might be on the 5th level, they will be on the 4th level. You might be on the 6th level, that kind of thing. And even then their team can grow even beyond you, right? Because the one branch, the left side could be growing really, really fast, and that's the side that they're on. All right. But it's ultimately helping the entire team, and the spillover is helping those below them as well. And so if you stay in LiveGood and it's not an overnight thing, but as you begin to grow and your team maybe grow up to 1,000, let's say 1,000 persons in your team, then you will be getting 2.5% of all the 1,000 persons in your team. 2.5 over 1,000 is 250. All right. So for the month, you will be getting $250 residual every month, right? You set up yourself, you help your team grow, and now the company is repeatedly giving you compensation for the $10 that we bring, the $9.95. They're splitting it and they're giving you something that is commensurate to your work, right? And if it ever gets filled, I mean, to get filled, it's quite a lot of persons, but if it ever gets filled completely down to the 15th level, you would have brought in 65,000 persons in your team. Not you, but you probably brought in 20, but your team brought and so forth, and your third and fourth generation. And so if it fails, guess how much money you'll be getting? A quarter from every dollar gives you $16,383 every month, added to your whatever you're doing for your daily and your regular work, right? So that is if you get to a diamond level, that would be the kind that you will be getting every month, just from the matrix, right? There's a matching bonus that's even more exciting, because here's what. Whatever you make whatever your direct mix in the matrix, the company gives you, the person that you personally enroll. So if I enroll Enda, and Enda makes $100 in her matrix because she has 400 persons in the matrix already, I will be getting, the company pays me 50% of every person that I personally enroll. Whatever they made, the company gives me half of it. And the company is continuously recognizing the effort I made in telling somebody about LiveGood. So they continuously giving you not just discount on your product, but actually compensation for your effort, right? And so the money that they're receiving, they're redistributing it, sharing it among the people that are building the company. That's a super method, right? You're not stealing any money. The money comes to them, and they say, we're not going to keep all of it. We will keep some, but we will distribute it so that the people who are actually building up the company is getting whatever is coming to them. All right. Now think of and they have that wonderful example here. If the 10 persons that you enroll and they make $6,000 each per month, the company will be giving you $3,000 for each one of the 10 persons. So on the first person who made 6, you get 3,000 because you brought in that person who made the 6,000. That means this means the money that came into the company, and they're sharing it. They're sharing the spoils, the profit with its members. Now, I think if you have 10 persons making, and 10 by 3,000, that's already $30,000 alone in the matching bonus, right? So if you put your effort in the work, at the beginning it will be slow, but as it begins to grow and your team begins to grow, a year, 2, 3 years down the road, you would be sitting pretty and say it was good that I invested in LiveGood at the time I did. There is a retail commission, that's another way that they pay. And the retail is the same business that you had online. I told you that they were sharing the profit with you. And let's say the super red is $18 for the member. And the retail, somebody came on your website, because you posted your link on your Facebook, on your status, wherever people saw it, they clicked on it. They saw, oh, these are products that are nice. I would like to have it. And they made the purchase. You might be sleeping and snoring in your bed when somebody actually was on your website making the purchase. But here is what, the company recognized that this purchase was made from your website. And because of that, the difference in the retail and the member price is the profit that they made. In that instance, they would have made $30 for the retail, $18 for the profit. They made a difference of $12. So that $12 profit that they made in that one sale of Super Red, they will split it half and half with you. I call the company a 50% company. They keep 50, they give you back 50. So you would have made, they would keep $6, they will give you $6, right? That is if you on rank. But if you have invited more than 2 persons into the company now says, we're going to add 10% to that. So whatever product was sold, whatever profit was made, instead of you having 50%, we're going to make you 60%, and we will keep 40. If you become a silver, then they make you 70% of the profit you keep, and they keep only 30. If you get to diamond level, you'll be getting 80% of the profit, and they keep only 20%. So the higher the rank you are, the more you are able to actually gain more. But even though you are on rank, you've never invited anybody else but yourself, a sale is made on your web page, on your website, then you will still be getting 50% of the profit level. Supposing the person bought not just Super Red, but the person bought Super Green, and they bought the complete protein. And let's say the company made $100 profit for the month from the sales of 1, 2, 3, 6 persons that came to your website, then you will be getting $50 and they will be keeping $50. Or you could be getting $60 because you're a bronze member and they keep in only 40. You understand? So so that's how it works. Influencer bonus is another one. If you are somebody who actually get a lot of persons to buy from your company, and $2,500 sales was made by the company in that month, well, of the 50% that you would have gotten in the retail bonus, the company says we're going to add 10% to that. So you'll be getting actually 60% of the commission. If you ever were able to get enough sales for the month, encourage enough person, maybe a business, a pharmacy, a health food store, you know, said, we like this product, we will buy. They are not part of LiveGood, but they would buy from you, they would buy from your website so that they could go back and retail. Maybe a gym or whatever, person's buying their protein and whatnot. Right, and you make a sale of $50,000 for the company, where the company gives you a bonus of 50%. So you already got 50% as a retail, but now you're getting an additional 50%. In other words, you're getting the entire profit level for that month. Whatever the profit is. If it's $1,000 that was made in profit, then the company allows you to keep all the $1,000 because you made so much sales for them. So they're rewarding you for it. All right, that's what the influence. And then there is the diamond bonus. That's when everybody's aspiring to be a diamond, because as a diamond, you become a shareholder of the company. Ultimately, the company says, if you're a diamond, we are putting 2% of all the sales that we make for the month. If it's $2 billion, we are putting 2% aside in a pool called a diamond pool bonus. Every person who's a diamond gets an equal amount for the month of what is inside of there. So supposing there are 5 diamonds and the $30,000 was placed in the pool because of what 2% represented for the sales, then the 5 of them would each get 5 divided by 30 is 6. Each of them will get $6,000. Right? I'll tell you what, when the first person, a guy called Tim Miller, became a diamond, he was the only person that was a diamond at the time in the company. The 2% represented $25,000 for the sales for that month, right? The other $98,000, 98% represented whatever sales that they were made, but 2% represented 25. Guess who got to keep it? He got to keep all 25 because he was the only one. He couldn't share with anybody. The next month, 2 more persons became diamonds. And so there are 3 diamonds. So you say, wow, his money has decreased to 8,000 because now he's no longer going to keep the 25. But guess what? Each of them received $23,000. You say, how come that be? Well, that month, the company had grown, and their 2% no longer represented 25, but it represented $69,000. There was so much more sales for the second month. And so they divided it from 69,000 became 23. They kept $23,000. On average, persons who are diamond are keeping between $10,000 to $15,000 a month in just the diamond pool. And they don't even have to work again because they have grown so much that they can sit back, relax, and know that this money is coming in every month, right? So you put in the effort and you will get the reward. There is the crown diamond. Right now, we have 2 persons who are crown diamond. The first person, Tim Miller, and another gentleman from the Philippines are crown diamond. And now they have added on they're not only keeping 2%, but they'll be keeping 2.5% of the profit level. All right. So that is the 7 ways that the company offers you to pay. They ask, how do I get paid? Well, if you are American or you have American account, then you can get a direct deposit into your account. For us who are in the international, we do not have maybe American account, then they can pay you through what is called the global e-wallet. The global e-wallet basically is an online bank that they put the money in there. You register for it, they show you how to do it. And then they put that money, whatever coming for you for the month, they put that money, or for the week, they put it in there, and you can extract it. You can have it wire transferred to your account. You can also get it deposited onto a prepaid card that the company provides. Yeah, about $10 for the card. $10 US. When you apply for it, you can ask that the company upload that money onto your card. Because it's a MasterCard, let me just show you what it looks like. Because it's a MasterCard, it can be used anywhere MasterCard is being used, all right? So if you go to England, you go to an ATM where there's a MasterCard, you can go there and you can swipe out and take out your money. Or you can use at the point of sale where you can swipe instead of paying money from your pocket to buy your lunch. So at the restaurant, after you've eaten your lunch or your dinner, you just present the card and you swipe it and they take the money off it. So this is money that was generated from LiveGood, from your company, and you have the card that you can actually make use of it. You can take it, you can go to an ATM card, or as long, where there is a MasterCard sign on the ATM, and you can withdraw your money to pay your bills, to sponsor your child at school, whatever the case is, put gas in your vehicle, right? So you can actually use the profits from LiveGood. So it's not difficult. Or other persons who are into crypto, they can actually pay you in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, Litecoin. You can actually use that method if you prefer. So there are ways that you can actually get your money right away. At the end of the day, you've heard the lecture. What do you think about it? Would you want to gain from the company, both in terms of products, benefit, get your discount, and also put yourself in a position to actually gain from the company because they are paying for the persons who are actually working, right? If you want, you pay your $50 at the start and gain that, and you can get that, you can get that, the compensation, right? If you want to pay your year's subscription, you pay your $140 and you can get it covered for entire 12 months, right? So either way, you really want to get started. As soon as you're convinced, you hear from persons that is actually working, the person that told you about it, you trust that person and so forth. And but you can try for yourself. As I said, if you don't want to commit for the entire year, and you said, I'm going to try for this first month, I'm going to pay the $50, I'll try for the first month, let me try the products and see how it works, then so be it. Whenever you want to upgrade, you can upgrade and still get the benefit for upgrading at just $100 more, and you'll get a 12-month coverage. So do not procrastinate. That's the best advice for you. And beware of the but syndrome that says, it makes sense, but, at the end, 3 years down the road, you said, I got that opportunity. It's like when person started with Bitcoin, 2009. Oh, what is that Bitcoin about? At that time, Bitcoin was being sold for less than $1, right? And another person was too scared to come on board. I did not know about it. Many of us never heard about it. But the people who had the opportunity, they never took it on. And they now, when Bitcoin went, in fact, right now it's over $30,000, I believe, for one. Imagine you had spent $1 for one, and now it's worth $30,000. And one time it became $69,500 in 2019. So it pays to come on to not just hear, but if it makes sense, it's not a costly, come on board and get your journey started and set yourself for residual income in the future that will help both you and your family. As with any business, each individual's success may vary and is dependent on the individual's capacity, business experience, their dedication, level, desire, motivation. So it's totally dependent upon the individual, right? If you put in the work, there's no guarantee as to how much you're going to succeed. It all depends on how much you put in. If you put in the perspiration, and I'll say it's not perspiration per se, it's just the hard work of being vigilant and maybe sharing the idea and so forth. That's simple. You don't even have to do it. You don't take away from your work. You go to work in the evening, you have persons in your contact, you just share the video with them, tell them what they think about it. It's not difficult to follow LiveGood. And you don't have to buy products if you don't want. So there's no auto ship that says you must sell this and then you will get nothing like that. If you want, you buy. If you don't want, you don't have to buy, right? If you share it with others, you put it on your website, your Facebook, whatever, people see your link, they could go there and they can make the purchase. They can go there, they can join your company because you have a link for that as well. It's not difficult, but if you put some dedication, you will see some reward. That's the way it works, and that's the way it should work, all right? The other thing I need to mention just before we close is that LiveGood is so confident of the product that they are offering, they are producing and they are giving, that they have a 90-day open bottle money back guarantee. Here's what that means. If you bought the product, Super Red, for example, I see that this thing is good for circulation, man, it's very helpful and so forth, and this thing is not working for you, you see this is crap, this is not good. After you have completed your bottle and you think it's not working, you can take that empty bottle, take it, and package it, send it back to LiveGood and say, I want my money back because you said this was working, it's not working. You have 90 days of you purchasing the item to send back an empty bottle, and they're gonna give you your $18 back, no questions asked. And they said to date, 10 months down the line, they've only had, I think 1 or 2 persons who have actually sent back. They only did it once and they never did it again, right? 80,000 persons, 800,000 persons are members of LiveGood using the product, and no one is taking that guarantee. Because why? It's working. It's not just hearsay. Persons are satisfied with their multivitamin, they're satisfied with the factor four and so forth. So they're not even bothering to say and say it's not working. They'll be lying because it actually works. All right. And that's how confident they are. 90 days money back guarantee. If you don't want it, get your money back. So you lose nothing. All right. So, but it actually works. I could tell you that it works. For me, it's working. I don't have any chronic disease as I know right now, but I'm still using the product and it actually works, right? And so, and it's all plant-based, all vegan. That's why I'm promoting it. I mean, I am vegan as well, and I love the idea that this thing is plant-based and so forth. So, having said that, to get to the person that invited you, tell them, thank you, and I think I want to get started. And they will give you that link, and you could sign up for yourself and get your journey moving. You can invite your children, you can invite your family, your church persons that you know are not well, and so forth. I mean, just name it, and you could get a good bit of interest and persons coming in. You get direct benefit, they get benefit, you help your team, they help your team, and you can see growth. All right. So let us get on board and let's get started with LiveGood. Now, let me just stop the recording here.